Hello, Year 2. I hope you've had a fabulous day today. And now it's time for Chapter 2 of Guinea Pig Superstar by Ali Pye. Let's see what happens. Remember yesterday that Harry Stevenson, the guinea pig, was preparing for a day at school because his owner, Billy Smith, had been told to bring something special in for show and tell? Not quite sure his teacher was expecting a guinea pig. Let's see what happens. Chapter 2. Off to school, Harry Stevenson. Soon it was time to leave. Harry watched impatiently from his carrier as the Smiths bustled about, getting their belongings together. As usual, there was some last-minute faffing while Billy looked for his homework and then tried to find a shoe. If Harry could talk human, he would have said, "Hurry up, Billy, it's under the sofa." Just like every other day, Mrs. Smith got a bit shirty and rolled her eyes. And of course, Mr. Smith had forgotten where he'd put the keys to the van, just as he always did. But one thing was different as the Smith family finally tumbled out of the door in a big, noisy jumble. Harry was going with them. "Week, week, week!" cried Harry in excitement as the Smiths hurried down the garden path. Why didn't Billy feel this excited about going to school, he wondered. If I was Billy, thought Harry, I'd be skipping down that path each day singing my happiest song at the top of my voice. Harry peered out from the carrier to watch Mrs. Smith head off to catch the bus that would take her to work. Then Mr. Smith and Billy climbed into the van. Harry looked around. The van hadn't got any cleaner since its debut on the Sparky FC pitch. In fact, it looked even grubbier if that was possible. Harry didn't care. He couldn't wait to get to school, so as long as the band started, it could look as messy as it liked. As Billy settled Harry's carrier on his lap, its door swung open slightly. "That door looks loose, son," said Mr. Smith. "Just keep an eye on it and I'll fix it later." "Thanks, Dad," said Billy carefully, fastening it shut. "Oh, there's Maya." Billy watched as the Smith's neighbour, Maya Matthews, got into the van. Maya was the same age as Billy, and after a shaky start, the pair were now good friends. Maya's mum, Mrs. Matthews, was a police officer, and Maya's dog Mac worked for the police too. They'd been very busy lately as there'd been a lot of robberies in the city over the past few weeks. Mrs. Matthews and Mac were working a long shift today, so Maya needed a lift to school. "Everyone ready then?" said Mr. Smith. "Right, let's go." With a mighty backfire and a puff of black smoke, the van started up. "Phew," thought Harry as it trundled down the street. "We're off." Mr. Smith whistled happily as he drove, and Harry felt so content that he couldn't help but join in. This was going to be an excellent day. And there they are. Snug in the carrier, perched on Billy's lap, Harry Stevenson had a good view out of the window. He looked around eagerly, his hungry eyes taking everything in. It was rush hour, and the streets were busy with life. Harry saw lots of children and their parents waiting at bus stops. It was interesting to see the children's uniforms change as the van passed through different areas. He spotted black, grey, blue, green, red, and even yellow school jumpers. Harry recalled how big the city had looked from the air and shuddered as he remembered his balloon-powered solo flight. Seeing the world from the van was much more enjoyable. Every now and again, Billy and Maya would point things out to Harry. Billy showed him his favourite newsagents, which had an amazing selection of sweets and stickers, and Maya pointed to the pet shop where the Matthews bought dog treats for Mac. Harry's eyes sparkled with excitement when Maya described the products the guinea pigs sold there. Chewy tubes, crunchy snacks and special hay that was full of meadow flowers. What a place, he thought. "Nearly there, Harry," said Billy, and Harry Stevenson danced in the hay with excitement. He wriggled and jiggled, tip-tapped his toes and nibbled a few nuggets, but nothing could calm him down. He decided to give himself another wash in order to look as smart as possible. As Harry carefully cleaned his fur, he listened to Billy and Maya talking about show and tell. It was part of a big project the school was running called My Favourite Thing. The art competition was part of that too, and other schools across the country were taking part. Maya had wanted to bring Mac the dog as he was her favourite thing, but poor Mac was too busy at work. So instead, Maya had bought her Sparky FC League Winners Medal. At long last, the journey was over. Harry gave himself one last brush down and combed out his whiskers with his paws. "Here we are, kiddos," said Mr. Smith, sliding open the doors and helping the children out of the van. "Have a great day, Maya." Mind you, you mind that guinea pig, Billy. And as for you, you greedy little hog, make sure you behave yourself. But the greedy little hog wasn't listening. He was staring out of his carrier, open-mouthed with awe. For there, in front of Harry, towering up into the sky, well, to some medium-sized treetops at least, was a big red brick building with brightly coloured sign over its gates, high windows decorated with flags and pictures, and a playground filled with hundreds of children. School, thought Harry Stevenson. Wonder if school's going to live up to Harry's expectations. Let's find out tomorrow. See you soon, Year 2. Bye.